Welcome to the Ingress Insights podcast, hosted by Pokemon Trainer Jay. Ingress Insights is a podcast about the Niantic game Ingress. Listen each week for the latest news, updates and rumours. Let us know your thoughts by leaving a voice message or emailing us at the links in the show notes.
Additional intel available.
Hello agents, welcome to episode 56 of the Ingress Insights podcast. In this week's episode we'll be going over three main areas, so any anomaly related news such as the bounty blitz results, any other Ingress related news such as the year 12 event, and also covering some Wayfarer related news whilst the edits challenge is still going on where you can earn your OPR live tick. This episode is a bit later than usually scheduled just because I was playing Dungeons & Dragons, doing other things with my weekend, but it should be hitting your feeds still on Sunday, just a little bit later. First of all, I'm going to get into the anomaly related news and start with the bounty blitz results as that was happening last time as I was recording. If you listened last week, you'll know that the bounty blitz 1 started as I was recording the podcast. I went over the tasks and started doing some whilst recording. This is obviously now concluded. It only lasted for that day. So that ended with Resistance winning Bounty Blitz 1 for Erased Memories and getting 52.8% of the results. And Enlightened got 47.2. That means that currently the Erased Memories score is 283.5 points to Enlightened and 216.5 points to Resistance. Can all change because we've got the skirmishes, the shard skirmishes and the beacon skirmishes coming up in the AMER regions on November the 16th, and as those locations have now been shared, I'll run through the list and let you know where those are. These skirmishes in the AMER region are all happening on the 16th of November. Some of them are shard skirmishes, some of them are just beacon skirmishes. So I'm running through the shard skirmish list first of all. So you've got La Paz in Bolivia, Belém in Brazil. Before I carry on, I'll say that I may pronounce some of these incorrectly. Belo Horizonte in Brazil, Winnipeg in Manitoba, Canada, Guayaquil in Ecuador, San Salvador in El Salvador, Merida in Mexico, Boise, Idaho in the USA, Orem, Utah in USA, Burlington, Vermont in the USA, Eugene, Oregon in the USA, San Antonio in Texas in the USA, and Sioux Falls in South Dakota, USA. So those are all of the shard skirmishes, and a few beacon skirmishes as well. So those are in Fortaleza, Brazil, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, Kamloops in British Columbia, Canada, Talca in Chile, Bogota in Colombia, and Montevideo in Uruguay. So that's the whole list for the AMER region. The Ingress team did announce that due to the delays with the anomaly that didn't happen in Europe, there will be an expedited list that will go out on the 13th of November for the shard skirmish that happened there on the 26th, I believe, off the top of my head. So those will be revealed soon, and I'll cover those as soon as I can, as soon as they come up on the Ingress news posts, and I can share them on the podcast, but they've not yet been announced. They should be announced on the 13th. That's it for anything related to the anomaly news, so anything that will score you points towards the anomaly I've covered on there. So next I'm going to move into other news about the updates and Second Sunday obviously happening today, so we'll get started on that.
What's up, this is Smooth Guy O, and you listen to the Ingress Insight podcast.
Today is Second Sunday for November. As mentioned last time, it changed so that we can now do 4 different tasks and complete any one of those to get your Second Sunday medal. Just a reminder, it's completing 6 all-time unique missions, earning scout control on 5 all-time unique portals, visiting 5 all-time unique portals, or reclaiming 20 Machina portals. You can do more than one of those tasks, however you only do one to get your Second Sunday badge. I've already done Second Sunday for today, because as I discussed previously, what I did was stored up a load of scans for portals where other people are unlikely to become Scout Controller. I uploaded all of those this morning. I'd done the Second Sunday campaign in about 2 minutes, so I'll probably try and do the same again. I'm on my 3rd Second Sunday tick at the moment, so I've got a little while to go before I get the next level of badge, but I'll give it a try. Niantic did have to clarify about the scout controller. It does need to be on all-time unique portals. So, for example, if I have scout controller already on a nearby trail marker portal, for example, and then I go and scan it 10 more times to get scout controller again and make myself the new scout controller even though I was already, just with more scans, that won't work. You need to do it on all-time unique portals. You can't already be scout controller on it. You have to then go out and get scout controller on a new thing. I don't know how it works. Say if someone else becomes scout controller in the meantime and you take scout controller back from them, whether that counts or whether you need to make sure it's a brand new scout controller portal every time. I have to do some testing and see how that works. But for now, that's the task you need to complete for second Sunday. As I say, if you do the scans, you can get it done in, I've seen, under a minute, some people getting it done. And obviously you get the AP for the scans, which at the moment is double, which is very nice with the Year 12 event going on. So I'll go in to talk more now about the Year 12 event, because that's, as I said, already going on and pretty fun so far. Ingress is celebrating its 12th year now with the Catalyst badge. What I'm going to do is just read through their blog post, and then I'll move on to my thoughts on it and anything else that comes up to mind in the meantime. So it's on their news site, posted on the 7th of November, Ingress Year 12 Catalyst showing the badges. It says, Agents, thank you for being part of our story of XM for 12 incredible years. This year, as the XM swells and the world around us shifts, you agents are the catalyst driving the change. This year in Anomaly, it's been an amazing journey through 4 Anomaly seasons. Together we decoded the cryptic, uncovered the buried, connected what was shared, and now we face the challenge of preventing our precious memories from being erased. Agents worldwide can now contribute to their faction in even more ways. In addition to the evolving global operation, we've introduced new challenges like Bounty Blitz and the Bounty Challenge, all powered by the newly launched dispatch system. The battlefield has also transformed, portal immunities destabilizing, adding fresh layers of strategy. With a core subscription, expert observers can now track shard movements in real time using the download shard jumps feature. Localized battles, Shard Knights, Shard Skirmish and Battle Beacon Skirmish have joined the mix. At main Anomaly sites, shards now arrive in waves, with covert caches dropping to the fortunate hands. The excitement continues at Anomaly Marketplace like Naha, Hakodate, and Tainan. In Tainan, we've even brought back the Intel Ops tiered medal experience. But the adventure doesn't stop there. Get ready for more as the exploration of memories continues into early 2025. Mark your calendars for these upcoming events. 15th of February 2025 at Yokosuka, Kanagawa, Japan. 22nd of February 2025 at Tucson, AZ, USA. I assume Arizona. I didn't research that before. And 22nd of March 2025 at Naples in Nepal in Italy. This year in the scanner and on the Intel map, Year 12 introduced a range of new tools for XM investigation. The dispatch system officially launched after agents helped us refine it through a successful field test. It now supports events like Second Sunday, Global Ops, Bounty Blitz and more. We look forward to unlocking even more possibilities with this system. We've also rolled out daily assignment feature, and the newly discovered glyph patterns refresh and speed to keep agents sharp, while the new portal keys layer in your scanner helps you identify portals with keys in your inventory. Paired with the speed glyph, key farming is now smoother than ever. Core subscribers get additional benefits like download shard jumps and direct links to portal keys from the inventory drop-down menu on Intel map. New agents can access a comprehensive handbook right from the main menu, while infrastructure improvements like experimental weapon tunings and free item packs aim to enhance everyone's experience. We're also working behind the scenes to improve your experience in the scanner. Some performance improvements are in the works with plans to roll them out later this month so your operation runs even more smoothly. The celebrations. In celebration of Ingress Year 12, enjoy the following bonuses from the 8th of November 2024 5pm UTC to 18th of November 2024 5pm UTC. So you get 2 times AP for all actions, 2 times hack output of building gear, so resonators and power cubes from friendly portals, 2 times hack output of attack gear, XMPs and strikes from enemy portals, drone cooldown is reduced to 12 minutes, kinetic capsule programs reduced from 8 kilometers to 2 kilometers. You can activate up to 12 kinetic capsule programs in parallel. Overclock glyph hack duration is extended to 120 seconds, and each agent can deploy 2 level 8 resonators, usually it's just 1. There will also be experimental weapon tunings. I'll just mention here that the experimental weapon tuning seemed to be the same as last time, where XMPs can go up to 30% when you hold them down. They note that during this period, the regularly scheduled double AP to Wednesday bonus will not be activated because double AP will be granted throughout. So when you get to Tuesday during this period, you can't activate an Apex and expect double AP, so it will just be 4 times AP using an Apex on Tuesday as it usually is. It won't be like 8 times or whatever it would be on there. Additionally, the Year 12 celebration campaign is available from 12 AM 9th of November to 11:59 PM 17th of November local time via the dispatch system. That was edited because there was an error in when it started, and it notes to all catalysts. The Catalyst Year 12 medal will be awarded to all agents who've earned more than 0 AP via in-app action from the Year 11 celebration, 10th of November 2023, to the end of the Year 12 celebrations, 18th November 2024. So as long as you've played the game and not just earned AP from passcodes since the Year 11 celebration, you'll get the badge automatically at the end of the Year 12 celebration. So if you've not logged in or played for a year for whatever reason, log in, hack a portal, do something, and you'll get the Year 12 badge. Medals will be distributed after the bonus period ends with tiers as follows. So bronze is level 3, silver is level 9, gold is level 13, platinum for level 15, and onyx to level 16 or recursed agents. So it doesn't matter if you've recursed and you're only level 3, you won't get a bronze badge, you'll get the onyx badge for being recursed. Additionally, in the store, there'll be some badges added. So there's a Hulong Trans Global 2023 Ingress Origins Medal Loadout Kit. These are all 19,000 CMU. And then IQ Tech Research 2023 Ingress Origins Medal Loadout Kit, again 19,000 CMU. And the Visor Technology Origins 2023 kit. These all came, as it says, in the Ingress Origins kits that were up on Niantic Supply. I think they're still up on Niantic Supply if you want to order them there. And they do say the digital kit is available to all agents regardless of whether you already own the medal. Please double check you don't have the medal before purchasing. And they also encourage you to share your story. So as we celebrate Ingress Year 12, we invite you to share your favourite Ingress moments from the past year. Use the hashtag Ingress Year 12 on social media to join the conversation and relive the excitement. Here's to another year of exploration, competition, and the endless pursuit of XM. Now I've got the official update out of the way. I just wanted to share a few thoughts and bits for it on there. The Year 12 campaign is now active, so the tasks are capturing any 12 portals, which will get you 12 resonators, deploying 12 resonators, which also gets you 12 resonators, creating 12 links, which gets you 12 resonators, create 12 fields, again you get 12 resonators, deploying 12 portal mods will get you 12 common portal shields, bit of a change, destroying 20 resonators will get you 12 XMP bursters, destroying 12 enemy links will get you 12 XMP bursters, destroying 12 opponent fields will get you 12 XMP bursters, reclaiming 12 Machina portals will get you 12 resonators, hacking any 12 portals will get you 12 ultra strikes, earning 12 glyph points will also get you 12 ultra strikes, and recharging portals with 12,000 XM will get you 12 power cubes. The resonators and power cubes stuff are all 1 below your level, and they can't go to 8. So if you're level 8, you'll get level 7 stuff. If you're level 16, you'll still get level 7 stuff. But if you're level 4, you get level 3 version of those. And you can see these on your dispatch screen under campaign. So if you're looking for Second Sunday, you might see that there as well. But completing 12 of those bounties will get you one special Ingress Year 12 media, which I'll share a link to if you don't manage to earn it. And I'll probably use it as a podcast image for this show as well, so you can at least see it on there. As I said, that's still running for another 7 days at the moment, showing on my screen. So I'll hopefully be able to earn that and blow up enough Machina and opponent fields to get that earned. The other part of this update that I found interesting is that we're still having memories anomalies for 2025. I thought things would change, like we had the Echo, CTRL, and MPZFK kind of things in previous years. I don't know if it's carried on for this long for a season, that we're still in the memories season for 2025. I don't know what happens after we erase memories, so I thought we'd just finish there, and maybe we get restored memories, false memories, that kind of thing has been floated around by people. It'll be interesting to see how it develops on there, and obviously what the badges look like. Speaking of badges, the Catalyst badge to me looks like a D12. As someone that plays Dungeons and Dragons, I'll be disappointed if I can't tap it and make it roll a number. I don't think it will, but I always thought there could be extra improvements to the badge screen, like shining them up like you do in Diamond and Pearl Pokemon games. Little things like that would be nice. I didn't see any mention this time around of fit rep rewards being planned for the next year, so maybe totally out the window now. But I'll still hope that it's coming. But it seems like a good update. It seems like we've got things planned for next year already, and they know what they're doing. It'd be nice to see a little roadmap like we've had before, but I guess that's not on the cards at the moment. I'm interested to see how it evolves into 2025 and where the storyline goes if they keep following this memories pathway. I'm also a bit curious about the Ingress manga-esque media that's being dropped as part of Year 12. During the Year 11 and the Memories campaign, we've had a lot of the anime characters from Ingress the animation. I think now with these last few, we've finished on all the major/main characters that could be added. So maybe they're going to go down a manga kind of route. I don't know if an Ingress manga already exists. I know there's Ingress comic book and things like that I've not read, but it's a bit strange to then go down that link. Whether it means anything or not, we'll find out, I guess. That's about it for Year 12 stuff, though. What I just want to talk about next is a small app update and updates to faction change as well. Before I do get into that, though, I'll add a poll and open comments up on Spotify if you want to say about what your favourite thing about Ingress Year 12 or the updates have been. That would be great, and it helps to grow the podcast, so I always appreciate those things if you have time to do that. But anyway, back on talking about faction change and the app update. We had a very small app update this week to the Ingress app, so we're now on version 2.154.0, and we got a single line of text for it, just to say that there were fixes and improvements for shards. Not sure what that means or how it's been fixed or improved, but that's our update for this week. If you have recursed yourself, you'll know that you're given the option to change your faction when you restart. So say if you're Resistance and you recurse, you're given the option of choosing Enlightened for a change or sticking with Resistance. And it was possible to do a faction change before recurse. You had to email in and got your inventory deleted and reset back to level 1. I know a handful of agents have done it. It wasn't a major thing many people did. However, this week, the Ingress support team have clarified the policy on faction changes been changed. They noted they no longer allow changing factions manually, and if you do wish to change your faction, you may do so by recursing once you hit level 16. So it was able to email in and get that changed, but now they say, no, you can't do that manually, you have to hit 16 and recurse. So that's a change. I think, as I said, it was only a handful of agents that had done a manual faction change before, but now they just want you to hit level 16 and recurse if you do want to change faction. I don't think I'll change again, really. I haven't changed the past 2 times I've recursed, but who knows, I'll see what happens. I did consider putting a poll up last time to see when I hit level 16, so when I do it in 2025, maybe I'll do a poll on the podcast and let you all decide where I should recurse and which faction I should change to if I change. That's all the other Ingress news I'm aware of for this week. If you think I've missed anything, do let me know. Just leave a comment or send an email, contact us on social media. Any of those are good, and then I can include it next time, or see if I can even slot in this time around. Next up, as the OPR edits, Wayfarer challenges people are calling it, is still going on, I'm going to cover details about Wayfarer, so if you want to stop now because there's no further Ingress related news coming, that's absolutely fine. But I'm going to move into the Wayfarer challenge and updates about that.
Hey, this is Sim, Global Product Marketing Lead for Peridot, and you're listening to Ingress Insights.
The latest Wayfarer challenge is still ongoing. It runs until November the 13th at 7 PM UK time. So for this challenge, it's focused on edit submissions, as we covered previously. And the main goal that I imagine most Ingress players want to hit is doing 150 individual edits being submitted, because that gets you 3 rare kinetic capsules and 1 OPR live badge tick. Last time I did mention that I'd seen there was a tool to count these, and I forgot to put it in the podcast, so I'll definitely put it in this time. And what that does is counts your edits between when the challenge started to now / when the challenge ends, and then you'll be able to see if you've done 150 on there instead of manually counting. It makes it a lot easier. Looking at my own stuff, I'm on 175 edits at the minute. I've got a few more to do, but mostly I've been doing them via comms and just seeing what's nearby. I can't count the amount of post boxes and trail marks I've edited to have like the correct monarch for the UK, or an actual defining feature rather than just a number on a trail mark that has no number, which is a big bugbear for me personally in Wayfarer. We haven't got another update yet as to how we're doing on the challenge, but I imagine as we were hitting tier 2 for the community challenges before, we should have easily passed by tier 3, which means if you do at least 10 submissions of edits, you do get some rewards as well, even if you don't do 150. So I think that's 30 level 8 resonators, 30 level 8 XMPs, 30 level 8 power cubes, 8 rare shields, 8 rare heat sinks, 8 rare multi-hacks, and 1 rare kinetic capsule. And then if ML approves 24,000 edits, I'm not sure where we are on that because we don't have an update, but if it does, then you'll get 5 frackers as well, which is very nice, and those are awarded just via email between the 13th of November and the 29th of November. The OPR live tick should come in that time as well, but it will just be automatically applied. It won't come via email or anything on there. It'll get me to my nice silver myself for doing 3 on there, so that would be very nice. I just want to talk as well about a few Wayfarer related things that involve Pokemon Go, but may involve Ingress in future. So I'm sharing some updates here from the UK cross-platform Wayfarer channel. So they put, as you may know, Pokemon Go has a map of wayspots during the nomination process so you don't accidentally nominate a duplicate. Many Wayfarer users have reported the toggle for this has now vanished and no wayspots, whether in Pokemon Go or not, show up during the nomination process. So far, it's not a particular device or OS that's seen to have it or not have it. It has been posted about in the forums, so we assume the team will pick it up and pass it on to the relevant Pokemon Go team to sort out. Note that Ingress does not currently have a toggle like this. There was then a later post to say that the duplicates map had reappeared, and you now see nearby power spots that are present in Pokemon Go, so you don't end up submitting duplicates of those. But then this morning I've noticed myself that it's now broken again, and there's nothing on the Pokemon Go nominations map. So it seems to be an ongoing issue that I'm hoping they get sorted out soon. I just wanted to talk about power spots in Pokemon Go as well, because that is something that may link to Ingress in future, but I'll let you decide. I'll go through the post. On the 7th of November, Niantic Thibs shared a post called Clarification on Pokemon Go Power Spots. As I say, I'm going to cover it just in relation to Wayfarer stuff, but also want to make you aware maybe it links to something in future. So they said, hello explorers, in response to the widespread interest in this subject, the Wayfarer and Pokemon Go teams came together with some response to your main questions. Let's first align on terminology. In Pokemon Go, those new locations where you can experience Dynamax and Gigantamax are called power spots. They are different locations than Pokestops and gyms. Where are power spots coming from? How are its power spots chosen? Similarly to Pokestops and gyms, power spots are built upon the Niantic map. Currently, the location where power spots can appear are a combination of unused wayspots and a recently imported new database. So for unused wayspots, as many of you know, not all the wayspots on our Niantic map are used as Pokestops and gyms in Pokemon Go. Those unused wayspots, so ones that are portals or maybe they just appear in Pikmin, have a chance to host a power spot. The new database, to enhance the density of locations, particularly in areas previously devoid of them, we've recently incorporated a fresh database of locations. Note that these locations were imported while not necessarily abiding to our Wayfarer criteria. Since wayspots are transient, in a given area they will rotate between the available locations. And the question was, what are the eligibility criteria for power spots? Why are some clearly ineligible locations according to Wayfarer criteria appearing as power spots? As mentioned in the previous question, we imported locations, some of which did not align with our wayspot criteria. There is no eligibility criteria for power spots per se, because we do not allow explorers to submit power spots, only wayspots are submittable. At the time of the import of the new database, we performed a vast filtering and removed a large amount of locations, mostly for safety and appropriateness, but our systems missed some of them, which some of you reported. We have since set up processes and remediation to prevent unwanted locations to show on the map. You can expect additional improvements in the coming months. The question being, can power spots be nominated? Yes and no. When you submit a power spot, it may or may not become a Pokestop or gym. If it's not chosen for either of those, it may be used as a power spot. Currently, there's no separate submission process specifically for power spots. Can power spots be reviewed through Wayfarer? Yes and no. Since power spots are partially based on wave spots, when reviewing a wave spot submission, this location may become a power spot, and power spots be reported or edited. You can use the report button on a power spot. To do that, you tap the question mark and the exclamation mark all the other way around, and then you report it there. You'll soon be able to edit power spots, including title, description, location, and image submission. Note the images are not planned to be displayed on power spots just yet. Will power spots eventually become Pokestops or wave spots? For the power spots generally from a new database, not at the moment, but you can start seeing those new locations on the Niantic map when submitting new wave spots, like I mentioned with the Pokemon Go thing, and also while reviewing. We are also working on a major update of the map, which will allow our games to better serve more diverse locations on our map. That's the bit I want to come back to in a moment. Will the inclusion of ineligible power spots confuse players and lead to more bad nominations? We recognise that certain power spots do not reflect the standard we expect our explorers to uphold when submitting wave spots to the map. Through the implementation of our machine learning safeguard, we are confident lower quality submissions will be effectively filtered, ensuring they do not appear on our map. Why is it the power spots I reported in the past continue to exist on the game board? Since the launch of power spots, the reports have been managed by a different team than the one managing our Pokestop/Gym reports. Later this year, we'll merge those processes to provide more frequent map updates, similar to Pokestops and gyms. So that's the end of the update on there. So Niantic Thibs didn't say it here himself, but it's been worked out by explorers that the map being used is Overture maps, where these have been imported from. It's also led to a lot of like home businesses that are listed on Facebook and Meta, those kind of places, which is why you see those appearing on the map. Again, I'm going to call into question how much filtering they actually did on it, similar to the Foursquare imports, where there's a lot of trash basically that came into like India and Brazil, places like that. And I wanted to go back to that they were working on a major update of the map which allow games to better serve more diverse locations on our map. This, to me, sounds like what they've tried to do in smaller markets, or emerging markets they're sometimes called, where they did add the Foursquare imports and then Ingress removed them all. Obviously those still exist on the Niantic map, but I'm wondering whether they'll try and use Overture map imports in Ingress to also get portals to appear in that way, and whether the team would even want that based on the bad times they've had with the Foursquare portals being added. But it's interesting that you will be able to add images to them, because obviously they wouldn't show up as power spots, but maybe they would show up on Ingress if they get an image added to them in that way, even if they're a power spot in Pokemon Go but a portal in Ingress. So I think that'll be something to watch for 2025 as it kind of moves on. We may get a new way of getting portals added to areas from this import, but that's only my guess. It'll be interesting to see what does happen with it, but it'd be nice to be able to report all the power spots that are at like private residence or places that aren't accessible, things like that, and get them removed, and then have the nearby portals that don't show in Pokemon Go that I've put a lot of work into myself appear actually on the map, and people will be able to use those ones instead. Just my own thoughts, but it'd be interesting to see what happens. Sticking both with Wayfarer and Niantic Tips, there was a post on the Niantic Wayfarer subreddit a few days ago where a user called Ash Pokachu said their old rejected submissions went back into voting process, saying, I just got an email for a submission that was already rejected months ago to say it got rejected again. I also checked my Wayfarer account and some of the old submissions that were also rejected being voted on again. Anyone knows why? And then Niantic Tips responded from their Reddit account saying that they dismantled a voting ring in California which had been operating for some time. All the submissions voted on by this ring currently being reprocessed by our teams as we would for appeals. So that was a nice way to find out a voting ring was there and has now been dismantled, but it's now obviously been broken up, and then all the submissions that were voted on by the ring that may have been incorrectly rejected are going back through Niantic review to see whether they should be approved or rejected. So if you see that happening, that's probably what's happened in your area, but it's worth taking a look. But it's good to know that Niantic are working on dismantling these voting rings and getting that work done. And then finally, I'm just going to move on to warning emails that got sent out as part of during the Wayfarer challenge, not as part of the Wayfarer challenge. Before I get into this about the warning emails, I'll just note that since this has been posted, the user's been told those have been sent in error and the warning has been reversed. So there's a post on the Wayfarer community forums to say 3 warning emails this morning. Got 3 of these this morning. I did not submit any spam edits. The emails don't tell me which you'll determine to be spam, and this is from the user CindyPoo. So the email just says, "Hello Explorer, following an internal investigation performed by our team, we confirm that your recent behaviour has violated one or more of our policies. You violated the following policies: incorrect or spam edits, other violations." It says where to look for details. This user also got a pop-up on Pokemon Go where it seemed they had a suspension for 1 day, but they didn't. They could get past that screen. In the previous update that Niantic Tintino shared, they did say they'd seen a lot of edit abuse as part of the ongoing challenge, whether that's people trying to move things from cells to cells for Pokemon Go, or put in like bad edits such as removing periods, adding periods, or putting things in that don't really need to be there just to get an edit done. Or maybe they're doing lots of photos of the same waste spot. I don't know how many would be too many, but it looks like they are taking action. This one was in error, but I assume other people have also received these emails that haven't posted on the forums about them and have had suspensions or bans or whatever as a result of doing the edit abuse. So it's good to know the team are taking action there. Then, just as a final reminder, as I said before, the Wayfarer Challenge does wrap up in a few days. So if you've not done your 150 edits to get your OPR Live badge, go out and do some actual edits, not spam edits, and then you'll be able to get that OPR Live tick during the last few weeks of November when it should be applied. But that's all I've got this time for any Ingress news, Wayfarer news, so I'm going to move on and get things wrapped up. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Ingress Insights podcast, agents. Next time we should be in the final day or so of the Year 12 celebration, so we can see if anything more has happened on there. As well, the Erased Memories skirmish in the AMER regions will have happened, so we'll have the results from that. And we should also know where the locations are for the APAC and EMEA regions as we start to move towards the end of November. The Wayfarer Challenge will have also concluded, so we can see if there's any rewards and things that have been sent out from that and what tiers get reached. I'll report on that. And then anything else that comes up Ingress related that I need to cover, that will obviously go into the podcast as well. I've got a few of the Inverse Insights interviews planned. I've got one to edit that's completed, and hopefully a few more to come for the rest of this year and 2025. And then in other podcast news, I've got an episode recorded about how it feels to make a podcast about Ingress for a year. That will be a short bonus thing that comes out at some point, as well as a few other little end of year bonus non-Ingress podcastings that I'm working on. So those will come out probably on the 31st of December as a little end of year thing. I don't know how often I'll do that, maybe every year. Who knows? We'll find out. But anyways, thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to the end of episode ramble that usually happens. I'll just leave you with a pre-recorded outro and then get back to your Sunday. Thank you, agents, for listening to the latest episode of the Ingress Insights podcast. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do that on a few channels. So on Threads under the name ingress.insights, on Instagram under the name ingress.insights as well. Our Twitter/X, which posts episodes of the podcast, is under Ingress Insights, no dot in that one. And you can also watch these episodes on YouTube under Ingress Insights Podcast. You can send us a voice message by visiting the podcaster's Spotify page. And finally, you can buy Ingress Insights merch, such as mugs, pins, t-shirts, by going to epublic.com/user/ingress-insights. And on there, you'll see all the designs that we've got listed at the moment. There are some new ones that will be coming up at some point soon, but you can buy your Ingress Insights mug, hats, t-shirts, tote bags, anything like that you want. Thank you again for listening. Hope you tune in next week. If you do like the show, please do rate it on the podcast service you're listening to. I look forward to speaking with you all about Ingress again.
Intel package transferred.